Hello my dear friends, and welcome to Instant Electronic channel. This is Uncle Misha, and today we have another Dollarstore Miracle. This time we got this, I think, for $4.50 or something to this extent. And it is a flashlight, and it's already charged. I would say it's pretty bright actually for what it is. I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. That's we're gonna test in this video, but it's pretty bright. They had this button here, so you can just press, and I assume when you peel it off, you're gonna have micro USB charging. Right, it's supposed to be, doesn't say anything about waterproofness, but yeah. Anyways, so let's crack it open and see what it is. Okay, so it's actually, packaging is not too bad. I'm not sure what's the deal with this thing, why it's ended up being costing a few dollars in dollar store, but let me open it and we're gonna check what's wrong, because definitely there is something wrong with it. There is no... Yay. Alright, so it's gonna be easier if you do something like that. Aha, and just open it like that. So I can tell you right away, this cable is like super flimsy and super useless. I just want to see if they say anything about... Nothing about waterproofness. Made in China, Dollarama, Montreal. So this is specifically made for Dollarama in Montreal. So this is super flimsy. And it probably goes right in here. Something to this extent, and this goes right in here. Okay, that strap is adjustable. Yeah, is it gonna be... Okay, it's like this. It's a bit too small for my head, turned out to be. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, so it rotates. So this is rubber thingy, but I think it is pretty useless as water protection. Yeah. So no brightness control. Yeah, no brightness control of any kind. So it just blasts full tilt. One mode, second mode, that's it. No brightness control. Okay. Another feature of this device is, I think it pops like this. Yeah, and I think they have magnet here, so you can attach it to your something. It's actually pretty cool. It's good to have such feature, but magnet is not too strong. Okay, very interesting. Okay, now it's time to see if you can definitely, if it wobbles like this, it's definitely not waterproof. Time to see if it can pop it open and see what's inside. What kind of... Oh, here are two screws. What kind of lithium batteries they have there? But clearly it's gonna be a lithium battery. Okay, two screws. Oh, we kind of start already a teardown. Okay, is this just... It would be so nice if it would be just screwed in, but looks like it's not. So somehow we have to remove these. No, it doesn't unscrew. Would be nice if we just screw and then two screws here. Maybe they are... Oh yeah, okay. think it's moving. I think. Yeah, it's a cup. It's like a. It just. So definitely with this sort of arrangement, forget about waterproofness. Let's see what's inside. Maybe there is a gasket or something, but oh yeah, here we are. Definitely forget about gaskets. That's resisting. Okay. I need tougher spudger. It's even more tougher. Look at this. It's beefy spudger. Are you for real? Are you resisting? You're resisting arrest? Come on, man. Don't resist. Because we're gonna deal with you rather swiftly. Because we want to know what's inside. I don't want to break it, but okay, so we got it out. Here we are. Just definitely no any kind of gasket. So yeah, forget about waterproofness. So this thing is not remotely waterproof. So essentially, I believe it's going to be exactly the same on the other side. Exactly the same. So clips are in this area. So I'm gonna go where the clips are. Clips are here. There's another one, right? On the opposite side. Okay, after long persuasion, we got it. Honji! Oh, here we are. Here we are. So we have a 1200 18650 inside, Hongli branded, and it's probably has a protection thingy. Okay, we have a cheap, and we have 3 transistors. Interesting. We have a cob light here. Sorry, we have a array here and cob. So I actually decided to zoom in a little bit. So let's see what we have. So we have this cob element right here. Okay, so this is our floodlight, which is pretty powerful. And we have this SMD. I'm not sure if the SMD or cob, how do you, yeah, it's like a, probably cob as well, element, LED light. This is single one. And this is our beam light. So obviously because it has a dome shaped lens, right? See here. So over here there is a cheapy, and the cheapy is barely marking, any kind of marking barely can be seen. Let me check. No marking. Unfortunately, there is no marking. There is a tiny LED beside it where it says AR. But it's probably a R1, but it's probably a LED which indicates the charging. Then we have a 1 resistor and 3 transistors on the back. Transistors are 1 AM and J3Y, and yeah, and 1 resistor. USB connector here actually has all center pins, has 5 pins, and all center pins are unused. So I assume that data pins are unused, so we won't be able to carry higher currents for charging. Interesting that this is steel case. very interesting. It would be nice to see. I'm not sure if this thing has protection or not. It will be really hard to say, unless I pull this all out and actually give it a shot, like give it a try, like this different, like for example, overcharge it, over voltage it, and see how it's gonna, or undercharge it, over discharge it or overcharge it, to see, because protection would protect against that. So this is as simple as it can get. Yep. So this is our floodlight. Beam light. I'm not sure if this thing has a lens. It's just a reflector and there is no lens per se. Yeah, just to kind of direct the light. Yeah, something like there is. I don't think this is. Yeah, it's not lens. I don't know. They actually put a real O-ring here, but that's all useless because this thing is completely unprotected. So it just doesn't make sense. Okay, and this is actually quite bright, I'd say. Yeah, I would like to measure the currents, which actually consumed by this. Oh, it's actually getting warm, huh? And you see what's interesting? So this thing was actually glued straight to the battery, so it's kind of very interesting arrangement when LED panel heats up the battery. Oh wow, it's getting really warm. I mean, it's tolerable, but like it's really getting really warm. Curious what kind of current this thing is running through. So yeah, this was just sitting like this. It's obviously the best design you can get. Oh wow, this panel. Oh wow, it's getting hot. Okay, we will check. And wait, what's getting hot here as well? I felt something quite hot. Yeah, chip itself, I think. Yeah, the chip itself is getting hot, so reasonably hot. So you have to check all this. Let me see what kind of currents we're running, and obviously the capacity of this battery. It says 1200 milliamp per hour. So it's curious to know if this is true. Obviously, I can replace it with better battery. I assume this chip would be smart enough to have a protection and the and overcharge over current protection, but who knows? Maybe this device has all that as well. Yeah, just solder just right through. Yeah, I don't see any electronics right underneath, so I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have any protection. It's good to know. And obviously this is negative terminal. There's nothing to look here. I'm gonna unsolder this guy. I'm gonna resolder it back if I wanted this flashlight to be back in one shade. Yeah. I'm gonna just detach this for now. I'm gonna put them here and detach this guy for now. So simple as it can be. But for, let's say, $5 Canadian, it could be okay purchase. Maybe you can, depending on quality of this battery, maybe you can MacGyver something out of it, or just leave it as is before it dies, because I think it actually outputs decent amount of light. The only thing what I don't know, how long it gonna last. Okay, so let me actually do the following. I'm gonna leave it like this and just let it blast here. Not gonna count any kind. I just wanna just discharge the battery to see, because what's gonna happen, I'm just curious if this is gonna stop battery from over discharging to the dead. If this is gonna be, I'll leave it here on the desk and just go to work and come back. If this thing is completely, oh wow, this thing is hot as well. Oh my god. Yeah, those LEDs not gonna survive. Yeah. Oh my god, this is really hot. No way. This definitely needs a heatsink. Proper heatsink, I mean. Yeah. Yeah, oh wow, it's heating quite a lot. So, yeah. So I'm gonna leave it like it is. Gonna see if this battery gonna be discharged like to some crazy low voltages, or it's gonna be at stopped at 2.8, 2.9, 3 volts, because of the protection of discharge protection, either in this chip or in the battery itself. So we're gonna run this experiment. So let's see what's gonna happen. And it is that. So after a few hours of kind of operating, this thing was blinking lights. I don't know, like if you can see it. Ah, Okay, it's not completely dead, but we have this red LED here, which probably indicates the low charge. And let's see, well, probably it's not some critically low voltage if we have it still running. What do we have? .8. It's still low. This is low. But it's still going, so I assume there is not much protection going on here. Oh yeah, it started blinking now. So I guess this is the time, you see this? When the voltage is too low. Oops, I just shut it down. Let me see what we say. We say 2.7 and dropping like crazy. Oops, let's see that. Okay, what's the voltage on LED? Voltage drop on LED. It's actually voltage on the battery dropping faster than voltage on LED. So this guy tried to do some magic here. Excuse me. Okay. So you're probably gonna stop it. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. Okay, this. Yeah. So next step would be to actually unsolder this battery and try to get the how do you call it, the capacity measured, because looks like we are at the 2.7 volt right now, and I left it kind of going and it kind of shut off on its own, so I assume it has actually capability to completely shut off. So it was shut when I got that. Okay. I would like to know what was the voltage when it was completely shut. That's kind of interesting. Let me see what's the voltage during this. Still quite dropping, 2.6. Okay, so it's already bouncing back on, but like about 2.52 volts, this thing kind of shut off. So yeah, so 2. What's this? So it does has auto shut off. Yeah. So now voltage is bouncing back. So now I'm gonna desolder it and put it to charge into a battery charger discharger. So I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I did some tests of charging and discharging and then now completely charging it back. This battery, and you know what, it's the first time that Chinesium battery actually yield results even higher than they put in here. So this battery took 1330 milliampere hours in, and about 1200 something out. So it's a little bit exceeding the capacity they listed here. Not sure about longevity, but so far this battery is not lying. Wow, this is quite interesting. Obviously, I have beefier batteries. I can probably just replace it, but for now, for our experiment, that's fine. What I would like to else to do is to actually check the currents, which this thing going to all right, this is just not to forget that this is positive and the positive and the negative. So negative gonna be here. I just made like, I got it working. So this LED, when this LED is running, we have 190 milliampere hour, 200, why it's rising? I'm curious. $204 milliampere hours. Okay, let me switch to a different panel. This actually produces more light in total and consume about, oh wow, it's all over the shop. I'm curious why it's 250 milliampere hours. Okay, so it looks like these are the numbers. So this thing gonna last not long, only like for 4 hours in this mode, maybe. And so it looks like these are the realistic numbers now. Oh wow, this thing gets really hot. Whew, it definitely needs some heatsink. So 280 milliampere hours. So this LED and with this battery gonna last only for about 4 hours. Now let's switch to another one. This one will be close to 3 hours tops, and you cannot adjust the intensity. So yeah, so this is how it's gonna work. So it's and this guy at some point it's gonna be dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, and when it's gonna be completely quite dim, so useless. So it's not putting out maximum energy and giving up the maximum energy to LED. It's just doing current regulation for LED, and that's it. If voltage is gonna drop beyond the LED kind of lighting point, it's just gonna stop lighting. But before that, it's gonna just be dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. Anyways, so what's the verdict here? I think as far as port like a little light with the rechargeable battery, this is actually relatively good. I'd say it's good, and 18650s are quite durable. It would be possible to actually tweak the currents here, because I think it is possible because it has some resistor. You know, using this resistor, potentially we can tweak the current. This is the only resistor we have, so I assume maybe this is like current limiting or current, you know, setting resistor. So this will be interesting to play with it, to drop the current a little bit, because this thing is pretty bright on its own, so you don't really need like crank out almost 400 milliamp for this cob panel. So and the same way for the same way for these HF's 1.6 or 16 panel element as well. So yeah, I think this is gonna be I think it's gonna be adjustable. It should be adjustable. They can tweak the current. So this thing produces quite a bit of light, so maybe it is not necessary. I think it's gonna be it, guys. If you like this sort of videos when I tear down some dollar store stuff, please like and subscribe, comment if you like to know more. I will be happy to hear from you. Stay safe, stay tuned, and ciao.